G'day, this is Joe Cross from the movie Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead and from rebootwithjoe.com. I'm on Extreme Health Radio with Justin and Kate, and we are juicing up the world.
Welcome to Extreme Health Radio. Extreme Health Radio.
Where natural solutions to almost every health condition are out there. Join us on our journey to find them.
Now here are your hosts,
Broadcasting from sunny Southern California around the world.
Justin and Kate Stellman.
Oh, and yes, their little 10-pound wiener dog, Maggie Brown Longbottom.
I saw a little smile on your face when you heard Maggie barking.
I just think it's so funny.
You liked it.
I love Maggie.
Is she in the office here in the studio?
She's on her side looking unimpressed.
Unimpressed.
At this moment. She doesn't know she's a radio dog, though.
She does not. Wanted to say my name is Justin, and you've got extremehealthradio.com, and we're broadcasting worldwide from Southern California. I was going to say sunny Southern California, but we have what's called June gloom. And I'm not sure, do you think it's weather manipulation, global warming, chemtrails? What do you think?
All the above. D, all the above.
D, all the above? Yeah, it's this weird thing where right on the coast, it could be sunny everywhere. And right on the coast, there's a thin layer of clouds that makes it cold and windy in the middle of July. And usually, in the past, it's only lasted for the month of June, right?
Well, yeah, right. That's why they call it that. Oh, and then we started getting May gray.
Yeah, May
June
gray.
gloom.
June
now
gloom.
what? It's the end of July? I don't even know what to say about this.
Yeah. And some summers, it lasts all summer long.
Yep, it does.
So it's sunny everywhere, but then right on the beach, it's cloudy. I'm not sure what... I mean, they spray chemtrails here for a reason.
That's true.
Whatever those things are, but...
We see them probably like 4 times a week.
Yeah.
I mean, when we can see them, because right now we can't see anything. We're shrouded in clouds.
We're shrouded in clouds. So anyway, we're having a great time here in Southern California, and hopefully wherever you're listening to this, you could be listening to this in Europe and 5 years from now. Who knows? Hopefully you're having a good time wherever you are. And we do shows 4 days a week.
That's right.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then a free-for-all Friday show, which is this one. But we actually had a schedule change that happened, and we had to cancel a guest that was scheduled for today, so that's why we're doing a free-for-all Friday show for you. And this is episode number 129, so if you're interested in the show notes or taking notes of any websites that we mentioned, Kate is the point person on that. She loves to do that.
I'm a secretary.
She's a secretary.
I'm your personal secretary.
And today is, July 25th, 2013, and for reference. And what else is going on?
We are back from vacation.
That's right, back from vacation.
Trying to get back into the swing of craziness.
Oh, I wanted to let you know, too, if you ever want to join the show, call up, or be on the show, whatever, it would be fun to increase the audience interaction. So please do that. You can email me, Justin at Extreme Health Radio.
Or Kate, Kate, at extremehealthradio.com.
And you can also call our voicemail line, which is 949-505-9585, or go to extremehealthradio.com/voicemail. Record a question, and we'll play your recording on the air. And you can also join us on Skype. Our ID is Extreme Health Radio. What else is going on? Oh, people want to support us. You can do that on Amazon. If you purchase products there, you can support us that way. That would be a really great way to do that. You can just
buy anything.
Yeah, anything you'd like. It doesn't have to be health related. And you can do that at extremehealthradio.com/Amazon every time you make a purchase.
We would be very grateful because we're still on a leap of faith here with you doing this full time and me trying to keep the cogs rolling. And it helps a lot. Any little purchase anybody makes really keeps us in there.
Keeps us sustainable. Paying all the bills and all this kind of stuff.
So thank you guys in advance.
So we haven't done a show ourselves for, I feel like it's been a couple weeks, hasn't it?
It probably has been, yeah.
Golly.
I know.
Yeah, it's just been a long time. I feel like I've missed being behind the mic here.
I know. Who knew this would be our life, but I missed it too.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's really good to be back.
So we had a week in Northern California for a while.
We did.
Went to
Did
the
a
lake.
lot of hiking.
Did a lot of hiking.
I overcame a fear,
Oh, yeah. That's
yeah,
right.
I overcame my fear of aerial tramway fear.
Yeah. We took this huge tram down of it had to have been a few thousand feet.
Yeah, on a little cable.
On a little tiny cable, and Kate was doing good.
I was only good because I was crouched down on the floor of it, not looking out the thing. But just the fact that I did it, I was proud of myself.
You're like a little kid, like looking at the floor, with your hands around the sides of your eyes.
I totally was. Blinders on.
Oh my gosh.
But no, that was fun. We found a really neat health food store up there, and we got to cruise around there and talk to people about different things in the area and get some juices.
We stayed at a cabin right on the lake, and
it was gorgeous.
we brought our juicer.
We did bring our juicer.
And our blender. We juiced every single day for the whole family, but not many people had a juice.
We introduced green juice to a few family members, though.
That's right. They were pleasantly surprised.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I made it a little sweeter than normal, but hey, whatever it takes to rope people.
5 apples and a banana.
And 2 carrots and a banana. I don't think you can juice a banana. That'd be called a smoothie.
That'd be a smoothie. Yeah, that was cool though. What else did we do? We did a couple hikes, right?
We did some really great hikes. Trying to think. We laid on the beach.
Laid on the beach.
I'd stand up paddleboarded a little bit.
That's right. Just generally got away from computers and cell phones, and
we read
a lot.
That was nice to get away, and we read books. And coming back down the mountain back here to Southern California, I mean, I know that's something that we're both really trying. We were just talking about it this morning, when I was doing laundry, just trying to really keep incorporating the reading lifestyle like we used to. And it's just life gets so busy. It's so sad. And
I know.
I don't like that. I mean, I read a whole book and a half up there, and it's like,
you get so busy down here. I know it's something that I really value, and I used to be such a good reader. I need to get back into doing that.
I know. That's good. It's a good goal. I'm hoping that we can try to keep this as part of our everyday lifestyle. Yeah,
it's funny because you almost have to work it in as part of your daily routine, And I've, been doing, have I told you the 5 rights?
Yeah, I don't understand it quite, but yeah, you told me you were doing it.
Yeah, I've been Truth Calkins, who's part of the David Wolf program, Yeah,
I heard him speak a couple of years ago at the Women's Longevity Now conference. It was awesome.
Yeah,
he's cool.
Remember he went on and on about how amazing that is for your energy levels and things like that, and he talked about rebounding, I think. Oh yeah, I do, because you actually crashed that one, didn't you? I went for You
were a man, but you went to the women's.
I put a wig on.
That's right.
Had some
little lipstick.
Had a dress like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Ooh. And that's when we broke up.
And that was the end of it. That was the end of our relationship.
No, sorry. Okay, Truth Calkins.
Yeah, no, but he talks a lot about how amazing the 5 rights are. And they're these ancient Tibetan exercises or whatever, and they consist of about 5 things that you do, little tiny exercises, and you do them 21 times each. Oh. And the whole thing takes about 5 minutes to do. Is it 21 times each because 21 is what it takes to kind of make a pattern?
Oh, or I don't know. What do you call it? A habit?
I don't know. Well, I think that's as far as
days. Yeah, but I'm wondering if there is something to do with that number. Adam Bergstrom would know.
Adam Bergstrom would know.
Okay, anyway.
Add 2 + 1 is 3. That's a prime number.
Right.
You go to the sacred geometry. I'm sure there's something there.
That's a different rabbit trail.
That's a different rabbit trail. But yeah, no, the 5 rights is supposedly supposed to be something that's really good for your chi and awakening your energy levels and things like that, and supposed to be just amazing. So they're movements that you actually do, like fluids, relaxing movements? Or? Well, one of them is where the first one is where you stand in a room and you just spin, and so you put both arms to your side and you spin 21 times, and by the end of it, I mean, you're just completely messed up. Yeah, you're all discombobulated, but then you kind of stop when you're done 21 times. They say you're supposed to do it, 3 times, and then next day do 5 times, but I just kind of build. I just jump into everything, So I just start off with 21. You do, and that probably I never thought of that as a strong point, but because sometimes it backfires. But that's pretty cool that you just jump in and do it. So good for you. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like it a lot. And so that's something we're just talking about, adding reading into our daily routines.
Right,
That's
and the
something
5 rights.
I've added in. Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, you've also added in a bit of Qigong.
I have. Yeah. Yeah, that is really, really, it's really awesome. We have this great program. I don't know if you've heard the show. I think it's episode 127 with Tristan Truscott.
Okay.
And
we just had him on.
Yeah, we did. It was our last episode, 2 episodes ago. And he's just an awesome guy. And I've been doing his Qigong. And
I can't wait to have it because, not have it. I can't wait to do it. We have it. But now that we're back from vacation, I can't wait to add that into my
I was so glad to
weekly protocol.
Finally get that program.
Nice.
And it's really, really amazing.
You've been talking about Qigong for a while, so.
Yeah. It's funny. When we went to our acupuncturist down the street in town, he asked, remember he said, oh, you look like you work out or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm 6 feet, 170 pounds. I don't know. I'm not like some muscle guy,
Yeah.
But I said, yeah, I work out in the gym, 3 days a week. And he's like, how old are you? And I said, 37. And he said, well, you should, at this time in your life, you need to start working on, doing some, what do you call it? Yin or yang exercises.
Yang.
Doing things that build energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, like what? And he goes, oh, like, yoga or Qigong or something. And I said, well, I do yoga. And he goes, oh, I can't tell you how important it is to do Qigong. Have you ever looked into it? And I said, yeah, there's this program that I want to buy. And so finally we got it. But he was going on and on about how important it is to do some kind of exercise that builds energy like that.
I do remember that. And you had a great conversation with him because I think he used to actually teach some Qigong too.
He taught it, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so Qigong, it's really amazing. So if you're interested in the course, you can just listen to our interview with Tristan Truscott, episode 127. And what else is...
Cooking.
You've been doing some sweating, some good... Last night?
Wow, last night, yeah. I was like a sweaty beast coming out of that sauna.
Wow. Where'd that come from?
That doesn't paint a good picture.
Sweaty. I think of like a Sasquatch coming out, like a dripping wet Sasquatch coming out.
I thought of a soaked woolly mammoth.
Oh my gosh. I don't know where that came from.
That's really gross. But
don't make me think of that.
We're never going to have a baby that way.
That's no good.
That's really gross.
Oh, wow. Take that back.
No, yeah. I just pretend I never said that. But I had a really good sweat going on.
Yeah.
Coming out of that last night. Oh, man. Okay, start talking about something else.
We'll edit that.
Oh.
No, nah, we'll keep it in there.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, I sweat in that thing really, really good. That sauna, it's just amazing. I
actually really missed my sauna. I mean, I know it sounds funny, but I'm addicted to that thing. I love it.
Yeah, we had a someone write in, I forget, yesterday, and I just wrote him back. He was asking about the sauna, and he was saying, is this sauna good? Because I'm used to the wood ones, and they seem pretty flimsy and all that kind of stuff. And, I just wrote him back and said, yeah, the downside to our sauna is that you can't move around like you can a wood sauna, but I said that's about the only downside I can think of. I mean, it's I've never sweat so much so fast
profusely, yeah.
And a far infrared sauna wood one, you got to build out the walls and you got to bring in this $4,000 piece of equipment.
You have to have the room. I mean, this thing's crazy. You can take it anywhere. Well, the upside to that is that you have your head out. Did you tell him that?
I did. Yeah.
That's a big difference to me because when I was doing a cleanse a couple of years ago or a detox, my naturopath had me go up and sit in one of the enclosed saunas. Uh-huh. And man, it's like I can only handle it for like 10 minutes because my head, there's something about having your head in the heat, I could stay in this one for like 30 minutes just because my head's out and
your head's
have a fan
out
and the air conditioning going. And
I was thinking too, when I was telling him is that if you had one of those wood ones, those are great. I mean, if I, all things considered, I'd get one of those as well. But
sure. Oh yeah.
If I had to pick between the two, I mean, it's hands down the one we sell. But with the wood ones, you can't bring in, I was thinking like, what if you wanted to bring in your iPad or something to watch some YouTube, like I like to watch documentaries. Mm-hmm. So I just turn our computer monitor around, and this isn't in the and the heat.
Right.
If you brought an iPad into the sauna, it might overheat. You know?
I've seen people do it, but I don't know, like when I go to the day spa and stuff, but.
You're getting all that condensation.
Right. I mean, over time, it probably can't be a good thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But.
So you had a recent interesting situation happen at your salon with somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was, it's a client of mine who's been a client for a long time, like 10 or 12 years even actually. And, become kind of a friend. So we're friends on Facebook and all this stuff. And, so yesterday I had seen a previous post from a couple weeks ago from her saying that she was going to have her gallbladder removed and, had this scheduled the surgery and things like that. And I was inside, I'm like, oh, Kate, you got to let people do what they're going to do. But I just, your stomach just flips because you're like, oh, you just do not want to be taking body parts out for fun. Like we're not created with extra ones for a reason.
Yeah.
And a lot of people around me at the salon have had their gallbladders out and stuff. So anyway, I just sent her really, really, what I thought was a nice Facebook message going, hey, like I know you have your surgery scheduled and I just wanted to tell you that I've been working with a guy named Chris Kaler and he's really helped me a lot with my liver gallbladder issues and stuff like that.
Chris Kaler.
And because ever since I've worked with Chris Kaler, my liver gallbladder issues are slim to none,
Yeah.
For the last 3 weeks, to be honest, I haven't felt one thing and I've been in probably low grade pain for about 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know. I was just trying to be really helpful. Anyway, so I let her know about that and just said, hey, if you want more information before your surgery to contact me. Well, I got a message back saying like, basically, no, thank you. My doctor said I have stones and there's nothing that you can do about that. So I'm going to go ahead with the surgery. And I said, okay. Well, I just said one more in my brain. I'm like, hey, just tell her one more time, like if she's interested just to listen to the show with Chris Kaler and just, you have another option. And besides all these doctors, I mean, it's just, this show is such a source, a wealth of information that's just sitting there for people. And so I just said, hey, by the way, my husband and I in the last year have had this radio show and here's a link in case you want to hear the interviews and make a decision or not. But, I just put it out there.
Just options.
Yeah.
Right?
And the response I got was surprisingly not good.
Yeah.
It was very much like, wow, I'm very surprised that you're trying to ruin a friendship by selling me something. And, and I was hurt, at first your ego was just like, oh my gosh, like I feel totally misunderstood. I'm really super sad that she thinks I was trying to sell her something. It was not my intention at all. Right. So I cleared it up and wrote back like, oh, I told her that. I'm just so sad that you took it that way. It wasn't my intention. And I thought, gosh, it's such a bummer when people just don't know your heart in it, Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. It seems like it gets lost, a lot of that in electronic, like emails and things.
No, for sure. Right.
Yeah.
Because if it had been in person, it might've been different. And the fact that I had said something about like, I did look back and I had written, hey, you might want to look into this. If you're an open person to a different kind of healing, you might want to check out Chris Kaler. And by the way, it's totally affordable. And maybe when I said that, she thought I was trying to push something, maybe a product through our site.
Yeah.
So that was sad though, but I thought, people are going to do what people are going to do and that's fine. Like I have to let them, I can't save anybody. Right. But it just made me go back to on the drive up to our vacation. I was thinking even like how far I've come from 2 years ago because we were talking with my family in the cabin one night while we were making dinner about cooked oils being carcinogenic.
Right. And
everybody's like, what? Cooked oils are carcinogenic? And I think my mom said, oh yeah, I heard that or something like that. But I thought, oh my gosh, I've taken this for granted for knowing that even just for 5 years. And some people have known this their whole lives and some people will never know.
They'll never know.
And these are just basic things that it makes me just really, really sad that
I know.
Not only don't people know, but so many people aren't open and their quality of life and their outcome could be way different if they just, but I can't make that choice for them. So it was sad. It was,
It's hard because that brings up a whole subject of people and especially it's the people that you love that you see like, hey, we're offering you, or we're just offering an option here and we're not trying to sell you, but it's, on one end, it's as if, someone is going to go through chemotherapy or something and they're a family member and they know what you do, but don't ask, or they're a friend and they know what you do and they don't ask. And it just kind of makes you feel like, oh, I'm sure a lot of listeners are in that same boat where it's like, there are options for people, but
right.
But then on our side, we have to make sure that we don't just get egotistical about it.
Right. And that's right.
You know, and feel like we're slighted, and it's hard, isn't it?
Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Because you just want to help people. I mean, having the same exact symptoms as this woman has had with my gallbladder and liver area, I'm like, oh, like, don't buy into the lie that there's nothing you can't, you know, stones are, that's so not true. Like you said last night when we were talking about it, like, you didn't come into the world with stones. They came from somewhere, so therefore they can go away.
If they're caused by something, they can be
because my doctor told me the same thing. If you keep having this, you know, we'll just take your gallbladder out. I'm like, that's not going to work for me.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That is
and
so
I didn't even
crazy.
have any known stones that they could see from, you know, ultrasounds and things, but
they would take your gallbladder out if it, just for the heck of it.
I know.
And then your whole life, I'm sure that's got to cut years off your life.
Oh, for sure.
You know, because now you're putting stress on every other organ to have to do the work.
Carry the load that your gallbladder does.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just, you know, and I mean, the simplest thing you could do is a gallbladder flush, let alone contacting someone like Chris Kaler or any of the guests we've had on that work with. I mean, you could go any route. If you don't go energetic medicine route, you can go. Any of these doctors have such good information. You know?
Andreas Maritz's liver gallbladder flush, and Annie Jubbs, David Jubbs, liver gallbladder. There's a million of them out there, all slightly different, all work amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, but you can't tell people, like you said, people are going to do what they want to do.
Right.
And it's not our job our job is to live in such a way that we're living in a way that a life that they wish they could have. And we're living with vibrancy and health and
if they want to know, then they'll ask, or they'll be open to us saying, hey, are you interested in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's
I felt like God said to me last night, like loud and clear, like, Kate, it's okay. It's 50-50. You have to be okay. People aren't going to want what you have to say, and they don't care. And then there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are really going to be open and really grateful to go down that path. So I kind of made peace with it last night, and I just went to bed, and I woke up this morning going, that's just, you know, we're going to put it out there and keep putting it out there, and however people respond, that's fine, you know? Yeah,
there's nothing that we can really do about that. I mean, it's just, that's how people are going to be.
It was a bummer.
We are actually up against a break. It's time for a break.
Okie doke.
We're going to run a little commercial for our Qigong, because I just been, like I said before, I've been loving that program.
Nice.
So we'll be right back right after this break. I do a lot of weightlifting and lifting heavy weights at the gym, and I love it. But there's also another side to working out, which actually helps you increase the energy in your body. As you know, in our culture, just about everything is a stress to our body. It depletes us of life force energy and our energy in general, whether it's, you know, coworkers or getting to work or dealing with difficult family members, things like that. All of these things cause stress and energy depletion in our body. And something like Qigong is a really great way to help cultivate your inner energy, and it's been practiced by people in the East for thousands of years. It's put together by Tristan Truscott and Peter Ragnar. You can find it at extremehealthradio.com/Qigong, which is Qigong, and it's called Good Morning, Good Evening Qigong. And I highly recommend getting this product. It comes as a physical product to your house with really great DVDs and workbooks on how to do this ancient art of cultivating your inner energy and building that core energy of your body. And it's been practiced, like I said, for thousands of years. So I highly, highly recommend checking it out. If nothing else, just go to extremehealthradio.com/Qigong, Qigong, and get on their mailing list, because they'll send you lots of free information as well. So check out Peter Ragnar. He looks amazing for how old he is. He's been doing this for like 60 years or something. It's really an amazing product. So check it out, extremehealthradio.com/Qigong.
100% listener supported. Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join the show now on Skype at Extreme Health Radio or call 949-505-9585. Hello. That's 949-505-9585.
All right, we're having a good time here on our Free For All Friday show with Maggie Brown Longbottom sitting on Kate's lap.
Curled up, all cute.
Is it a dachshund thing? They yawn a lot, don't they?
They yawn. I wonder if it's a dachshund thing or just a dog thing. But I've never seen any other dog yawn like she does.
She yawns every few minutes.
I know.
Maybe she needs that to keep her long body going or something. I don't know.
Gotta be a reason connected to the long body. Oh, Maggie.
So cute. Oh, yeah. So, guys, if you are interested in that Qigong program, like we talked about earlier, I'd say, you know what, don't buy it. Listen to our show with Tristan first. Tristan Truscott, that's episode 127. And see if it's for you, because if you're already interested and if you've seen the website and seen all that stuff, check it out. But, get educated and learn what Qigong is first.
Yeah, for sure.
And why it's so beneficial. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But we just recently been doing the colorectal recovery program.
Oh my gosh, from Constantine.
Yeah. Have you guys heard about that? The colorectal recovery program. That is on gutsense.org from Konstantin Monastyrsky, and we've had him on our show twice now. And we had so many listeners asking to have him back, and he's an amazing guy. And he's put together this whole, he's written a book called Fiber Menace, and he talks about the dangers of fiber. And he's really taking a unique approach, scientific approach as to the dangers of fiber, what's going on with fiber and all this stuff. And so he's
Which you're not going to hear a lot.
Yeah, you're not going to hear that from Dr. Oz or anything. Mm-mm. But his book is really, really good.
Cool.
And he's just a great guy. And so we picked up his colorectal recovery program, and I feel like it's helping a lot for me.
I feel like, we've done it for the last, 4 days?
It's been about 4 days.
I feel, between that and the work I've been doing with Chris Kaler, I feel like a different person in my gut. It is wild.
Yeah, it seems like the elimination is easier and faster, and
yep. I am way less bloated. I've gone way down I've just had like a puffy stomach. That's the only part of me that just feels puffy all the time for the last 5 years. And I've been feeling better the last 4 days.
Really?
With that, as far as in regards to that. And I've still been eating the same, I eat well, but I haven't changed anything. So I have to say that it's really helping me.
Seems to be helping me. I notice a difference for sure on it. And it's a series of a couple different powders, and then a morning and an evening pack of different supplements that you take. And pretty good stuff. I'm noticing a big difference.
Well, that's good you are too, because you didn't really have a stomach issue as bad as I have. But the fact that you're feeling something and I'm really feeling something is a really good thing. But yeah, that's a good interview. What episode is that? Do you know?
Konstantin Monastyrsky, I don't know. Let me look at our website really quick. Okay, he is episode number 123.
123.
That was his most recent episode. So anytime we say those numbers, you can just go to our website.com/ and then that number.
Right.
And then that'll take you there. He's been on twice, actually. So
back by popular demand.
By popular demand.
He is a cool guy.
Yeah.
I really like him. His heart is so good.
Yeah. And we spoke off the air for almost an hour both times, or more than an hour. He's just so cool.
He's such a cool dude.
Yeah. And I think he's working on a healing center.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. You're right. A
healing center, and just amazing.
Wow.
Amazing guy. We have an email here from Cheryl, and she writes, Justin, many of the most detailed websites have disappeared, but I found this one, which is short but gives good information and news about articles and authors. healingcancer-naturally.com/detoxification-oil-pulling.html. I think it would be great to have Dr. F. Karach on the show, but I couldn't find any contact information. He wrote an article 12/1/2006 in the Ukrainian Oncology Association Journal. The doctor that I requested that you ask about sudden skin aging after major surgery was Dr. Beagleson. Also, I buy Rapunzel she's talking about the types of oil. And she talks a lot about using sunflower and sesame seed oil as an ancient Ayurvedic practice for oil pulling. She says, I use both raw sunflower seed oil and sesame seed oil. And if I slip and eat refined sugar, I'll do coconut oil for a few days because it seems to center on dental issues better. At 66 trips around the sun, I'm in need of total body care. So the sesame seed oils mostly every day for the past 6 months and sometimes twice a day. I love the practice, but not many people do. Look up oil pulling forums and you'll see many people oil pull only 3 times a week, but it depends on your age and health. And she talks about, so this link that she sends over is about oil pulling therapy, effective natural detoxification, stimulation of elimination, self-help cure, and prevention of many diseases, including cancer. And it's a whole article about the benefits, how to do oil pulling. And I've been doing it now that's something I've added in myself for the past 6 days now, I think.
Yeah. Had you heard of it before? Because I never heard of it before this.
I have heard of it. It's been used in, I think, India for the past, since the beginning of time. But
how have I not heard of it?
I know, it's crazy. Oil pulling. So what they do is you basically put about a tablespoon of oil in your mouth and swish it around your mouth like you would water. But you do that for about 20 minutes if you can work up to that.
Wow.
Once a day or however many times if you're sick. So what the idea is that it stimulates your thymus gland and your thyroid. And it helps to pull toxins, how a lot of dental toxins begin in your mouth.
Oh, right.
And so if you have cavitations like wisdom teeth removed, or if you've had root canals or things, but they do caution not to do it if you have silver fillings or mercury fillings.
Okay.
But
what would that do to stir stuff up and keep leaching it back into your mouth or something?
I think, it would pull those toxins from the actual metals, not counting the toxins in your teeth, into your mouth, and then it would not be good.
How do you spit it out when you're done, and then do you wash your mouth out, or you just let it hang out in your mouth?
Well, the first few times, like I said before, I just jump into everything.
Yeah. You don't know what the heck you're doing.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'll just do it. And so the first few times I didn't wash my mouth out afterwards. I just kind of spit out all the oil into the trash can, because you're not supposed to spit it out into
a sink
because it'll clog it up.
Right.
And if it's coconut oil, it will clog up and get cold,
Right.
So I just spit it out, but you're supposed to brush your teeth afterwards. And it has been just the most amazing thing. You're supposed to do it in the morning before breakfast on an empty stomach. And if you can do it every day, it works well. And I said it activates lymphatic flow and thus increases detoxification and the elimination of metabolic acids.
Wow.
The suction movement activates the thymus gland, the motor of metabolism and awakener of vital energy. Finally, the mouth's acupuncture points are stimulated.
The mouth's acupuncture points?
Yeah.
Wow.
And let's see, it works with, there's a website called oilpulling.com with, this is just a great practice to do. So if you want to take care of your teeth and...
Well, it sounds like it works on a myriad of prevention stuff. And not only prevention, right? Like it actually can help self-cure you?
Yeah, it says here in the double action, thanks to the double action of oil pulling therapy, it is claimed by this MD doctor, as well as many others, to have healed illnesses and complaints as diverse as bronchitis, tooth pain, diseased teeth, headaches and migraines, eczema, thrombosis, chronic sleeplessness, arthritis and related illnesses, diseases of the stomach and intestines, such as ulcers, gastroenteritis, parodontitis, kidney, liver, lung, and heart disease, blood disorders such as chronic blood diseases like leukemia, women's diseases and hormonal disorders and diseases affecting the nervous system such as encephalitis, meningitis, neurophysiological paralysis. It is also said to prevent the growth of malignant tumors, to cut and heal them, to prevent heart attacks, to cure diseases brought on by toxic drugs, and it is credited with the cure of diabetes.
Oh, is that all?
Is that it?
Is that all it does?
That's it. That's nothing. It's not that big a deal.
No.
But yeah, so oil pulling, if you can, it's kind of hard to do because it feels uncomfortable. You have to force yourself to do it every day.
Psych up for it, huh?
Yeah, because it's an uncomfortable feeling having this thing. But what I did is when I was doing mine, the first couple of days, I was working at the computer and I'd always look at the clock. Okay, how much more time do I have left?
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought, you know what, I'll just put it in right now. We can do this. But if you have the ability to work in the kitchen by yourself at times, you can just do it. And I'm making a green smoothie and then I'm doing this.
Right. So you're continuing to not, like, you're playing the game of not looking at the clock.
I'm
Keep
cleaning
yourself
up.
busy.
Yeah, putting together a whole smoothie, cleaning up the kitchen, and all of a sudden it's 18 minutes. And then,
wow.
So it goes by quick if you do it like that.
That's true. I mean, we do that with the sauna where we'll stick a movie in or watch something on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow. So you would not suggest, though, is it for certain that people that don't have their amalgams, metal fillings out of their mouth should not do it? Is that a certain thing? Or
well, according to this article, it says that they don't recommend it. Let me try to find it in the article itself here.
I'm just curious.
One author, perhaps more, warns against oil pulling for any who carry amalgam fillings, claiming that even more mercury than, quote, normal will or could be released by this practice.
Oh, okay.
So, it sounds like something that maybe you wouldn't want to do.
Gosh.
But
because it's such an inexpensive way to care for yourself, and maybe it could start out in the beginning, though, as the most expensive way to prepare for it, because if you have to go get all your fillings out.
But you know what? I mean, this is just one more. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have my fillings out by Dr. Stuart Nunley, because I wanted to be able to brush my teeth with oxygen.
Oxygen.
Remember with hydrogen peroxide?
Hydrogen peroxide.
And I couldn't do that with metal fillings, and so that's why I got them out. So it's just one more reason to get your fillings out.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, those things are dangerous. So we got an email from Jennifer. Hello, Justin and Kate.
Jennifer.
I did listen to the interview with Chris Kaler you did this morning. I have some follow-up questions to ask. The part about the Ouija board. Not sure about the differences from the Ouija board and the pendulum from the interview. I am a master Reiki practitioner, Reiki, and never heard of this kind of work that Chris does. And a question for Kate. Are you ready?
I'm here. I'm ready. Wait for it.
You wait for it? And a question for Kate. When she used the neutralization ring and had her pain neutralized, did she feel the tingling or shifting? And what about this neutralization ring being seen as a placebo effect, i.e. Chris being a healer and therefore associating his healing ability to the tool for her pain relief?
Totally.
It would be good to have a scientific skeptic try to explain this if you think it's something you wanted to pursue for a show. I myself do believe in energy healing, but would like to hear an attempt at scientific rationale to compare and contrast.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, so what was your thoughts about the neutralization ring?
Well, the neutralization ring, I mean, you look at the thing when you get it and you're like, I can't even imagine this thing's going to work.
It's like an inverted throwing star or something.
Totally.
Right?
I was kind of thinking, okay, sure. I mean, I did go in going, Chris has definitely worked on me and I've felt things, so sure, I'm sure he's not going to send me something that's not going to work. So I did believe in it. So there is some placebo effect, I'm sure, going on for most people.
Right.
But yeah, you look at it and you're like, I don't know how the heck this is going to make a difference. And then I found it interesting when I stood over it and you kind of align it on the ground with your spine. And I tried so hard just to fight against any movement because a lot of the times at the beginning, my body would start swaying and stuff. And I thought, I'm just going to, try this and try not to move. Yeah. And it's like, you can't. If you're super relaxed, like you can't fight it. So it's obviously something's going on, and I'd have to say you've tried it and you've never had an experience with a session with Chris, and same thing. I mean, it's pretty powerful, like the magnetic kind of feel that you get from standing over this thing. Right. And as far as the pain, when I've put that on certain areas, I don't feel a tingling. I don't feel anything other than I just start to realize the pain is just dissipating. I've only used it, to be honest, when I've started to go to sleep and I've had a few little flare-ups, whether with cramps or a few little twinges in my liver area. And I'll throw it right onto my skin and just leave it there for a few minutes. And then I don't even remember how I took it off because I'll just wake up the next morning and I know at some point I just took it off. So
And I've had
it's really helped.
weird experiences with it too.
Yeah. So
was just standing over it. I'm not really sure what Chris, because I think in the sessions that you work with Chris, I'm not sure what he says it's doing, but I feel like I've had a programmed Western mind in terms of, the Western mind is very scientific and, very, wants to prove everything and wants to see data and all this stuff. And I feel like that's how I am, but I feel like I'm that way because of the programming I've received my whole life. And so my first step is being aware of that and understanding that that's how my mind is working in the moment. But at the same, so saying that, I stand over it and I'm not sure what it's doing. And I don't want, it's almost like I stand over and I don't want it to work because I believe in this stuff wholeheartedly, but it's a weird like conflict I have because I don't want, maybe subconsciously I don't want it to work, but on an even deeper level, I do want it to work. It's, you know what I mean? It's like this, I don't know. It's just weird. But so I stood over it and I was fighting it like you, but it does definitely move you in certain directions.
Right. At
least it did for me. So I don't know what that's doing, but as far as what you said with the placebo effect, I suspect that that's part of the healing. 90%, remember Adam Bergstrom was saying 90% of healing is belief and placebo. And clinically in studies, it's, I think, 30% or something. But
so that's interesting point then. I mean, it doesn't matter what is being used if you believe in it, even if you go into it going, I am biased and it still works on you, then I guess that's how it works. The
placebo it definitely works. So
that's interesting. I mean, what do you think about getting somebody on the show, like to kind of play devil's advocate to all this? Sure.
I'm open to anything. Yeah. Let's see, a scientific skeptic to try and explain this. If you think it's something you want to pursue for a show. Yeah. I mean, I have to say I'm biased. I believe in energy medicine. So
I am too, because I've felt the healing effects of it.
Right. But I mean, if some people need more of a Western kind of, data to look at and things, a scientific way of looking at things, that's fine too. I personally, I just go into everything with the belief that it works, and I think you're going to get a better result.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, and so it sounds like you, Jennifer, believe in this kind of stuff as well, being a Reiki practitioner. Reiki. I would love to know how that all works too. I'm fascinated by that. Yeah, the Reiki is like it's almost, I think I've heard it described as like a spiritual surgery almost, where people are using the energy. I may be completely butchering this if you're a Reiki practitioner, but I've heard that it has to do with focusing perhaps energy to direct points in your body. And that's how they work. But she says here, the Ouija board, not sure about the differences of the Ouija board and the pendulum from the interview.
I feel like the only thing I really remember getting that, because I remember asking the question twice, because I asked at the beginning. I don't think he really clearly went deeper with that, and so I asked again. And what I walked away from it was that the intent behind the process. So the people that were making the Ouija boards or spirit boards or things are putting the intent of evil spirits in them and destruction and things like that. So I mean, that's all I can really gather from that. But
yeah, it sounded like like you said, the intent of the maker of that was to pull in some kind of evil spirits.
I think so. And from where I stand right now, I mean, with my whole journey of figuring out how I feel about all this stuff is, and being a believer in God and things, is that I just feel like anything where you're getting healing is not going to be from an evil place,
Right.
I believe that. People can do with that what they want, but if I'm getting help, I believe that it's God that's led these people to me to help me. And that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
that's my journey. And I'm okay with it, but I'm not saying it's for everybody. And I'm not telling people not to do their own research on it. And,
right.
But yeah, I don't feel a sense of any kind of darkness or evil. And I'm just so grateful, because when you have pain that you've been in for years, and mine isn't bad compared to some of the things people go through. Yeah. And then just to have it mostly gone pretty much all the time now is just a fascinating experience.
Just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's power in that pendulum. I'm not sure how it works.
So we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to run a little ad for our favorite protein powder, One World Whey. Great stuff. We did an interview actually with Stephen Huer, and he was episode number 88. So if you're interested in that, this protein powder is just amazing. So we'll be right back after this break. If you're like me, chances are you've tried lots of different whey protein powders and different protein powders on the market. The two I like are Sun Warrior Protein and One World Whey. One is vegan and one is not, but One World Whey, I love it. It's 100% raw and grass-fed, coming from Amish farmers with healthy cows. It's an incredible product. It's got about 25 grams of protein with each scoop, which is really, really high. It increases the glutathione levels in your body. It helps to eliminate heavy metals and toxins out of your body, as well as radioactive fallout from chemtrails. And it helps to decrease inflammation in the intestines, which helps with having healthy bowel movements. It builds lean muscle, and it's great for your skin and anti-aging. It increases your energy levels. It's really, really a great product. And it's not just for building muscle. It has so many benefits. And you can learn more about all the benefits of this incredible product at extremehealthradio.com/whey. WHEY, and it's put together by Synergistic Nutrition, and One World Whey is the product name. I highly recommend checking it out. If you are interested in buying it, please consider doing it through us. We'll get a little commission, and you will see what I'm talking about. You're going to be hooked and addicted to this stuff. So consider this product as part of your daily protocol. Maybe put it in your smoothies, and just, it's really, really a great product. So thanks for listening, and let's get back to this interview.
All free shows, all the time, on Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join our community today. Call using Skype at Extreme Health Radio, or call 949-505-9585. That's 949-505-9585.
All right, so something that I just wanted to remind all of you is you can go ahead and call in during the Free For All Friday shows. Eventually, I'm not sure. I'm kind of kicking around the idea of taking live calls during the shows and doing a live show, but I'm not really sure if that's something that we're going to do. I think we are, right? I don't even know.
I want to, but I don't know. But maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know why you're bringing it up.
Yeah, but no, because just right after the commercial, the lady said you could call in.
Oh, right.
On Skype. And so the Free For All Friday shows, feel free to call in. We'd love to have you join us on Skype. So that would be a fun way to join the show. And
yeah,
all of that. So
please call in. That'd be neat.
Yeah, and so we had another listener question I wanted to get to as well. Doris writes in and says, "Hi, Justin, can you direct me to find out about how a vegan can build muscle?" A vegan to build muscle. I know that I had a tough time as a vegan building muscle. You know, I really think it comes down to working out really, really hard. I think you have to work out a lot harder than
you think you do, or than you did before.
Yeah, like you just have to lift heavy weight and do more like a 5x5 kind of training system at the gym. And
what is 5x5?
5x5 is it's like 5 different compound exercise movements. So it's like, I think, bench press, shoulder press. What's the other one? There's 3 other ones. I forget what they are. Squats and 2 other ones. I forget what they are, but they're compound exercises. So it uses your whole body, and you lift, like if you have a 45-pound plate on each side and you're doing bench press, you would do that 5 reps, and then you would, rest for about a minute, and then do another 5 reps and do that set 5 times.
Oh, okay.
And then you move on to the next exercise.
So it's really beefing you up and giving your muscles a chance to really build off each other, probably.
Yeah, if you're interested in
tearing
this,
and building.
Yeah, tearing and building. If you're interested in this kind of workout system, you can go on to stronglifts.com. That's a website that I learned about it from, and it's really effective if you're interested in building a lot of muscle and building strength. It's really more about strength building than it is about like bodybuilding and becoming,
Arnold.
Yeah, becoming Arnold. Inflated balloons is. What does he say? What's that guy? Dr. William Wong, who was on our show.
Oh, did he call Arnold inflated balloons?
He calls bodybuilders like the inflatable balloons because you put a pin in them and they, you touch them and they just fly around the room because there's nothing to their muscles,
Oh,
But
that's sad.
Yeah, if you want to go on to stronglifts.com, there's a 5x5 workout there. But I highly recommend not following the dietary information on that site because it's typical bodybuilder type of stuff,
Just how to gain weight kind of thing.
Yeah, so and then Gassia writes.
Gassia.
I'm sorry, Gassia. I keep saying that. Let's see. She writes in. We have a great time with her. She's so cool.
I'm gonna speak with her tomorrow.
Are you?
I am.
Okay.
I love having friends from this.
I know.
Yeah, she's amazing. Her jewelry line, I have to say.
Yeah.
She has some amazing jewelry. If anyone's interested, I think she and I are going to talk a little bit about her possibly making some really cool medical type looking jewelry for Extreme Health Radio with like an insignia on it, and
that would be really cool.
Yeah, just a way to kind of support our work and
her work,
and she's cool.
Her website is Gassia, GOSIAMEYER jewelry.com.
Yeah.
GassiaMeyerJewelry.com. Cool.
She's
thing.
very talented.
Very talented. And she wrote a long email, but she says here, wanted to ask you, I recently did a hair analysis with Dr. L. Wilson. I guess he's one of the best ones out there. His lab does not wash the hair, which is very important. As you know, I listen to all your shows and I love it so much. At the same time, many people have different opinions. One says raw milk is good and the other says it's no good. The more I listen, the more I get confused as to what's really good or not. Well, guess what? After doing my hair analysis, I found out that I'm full of copper, mercury, aluminum, and other heavy metals. And I'm also high on calcium, low on potassium and iron. I got really strict directions from Dr. Wilson, and I was so surprised when he told me I'm a slow oxidizer, which means my digestion is slow and poor. Interesting. I also have low adrenal energy, so I should not work out hard, contrary to stronglifts.com.
You might want to X that one out, gosh.
Yeah. And I should relax more to rebuild the adrenals. I also have to watch my thyroid. Oh, and there are many other things that I have a whole list. My dietary recommendations are no fruit at all. And I should basically eat only cooked vegetables, good meats, eggs, butter, etc., and no fish. Let's see. Anyway, I was wondering if maybe you can invite him or another guest who knows about nutritional balancing. After all, each of us is unique and different. Just because fruits and smoothies are good for one person, this does not mean they are not good or that they are good for another. I think it's a lot based on Chinese medicine, yin and yang. Oh, let's see. I should avoid all yin foods like fruits, raw vegetables, fermented foods, etc. I'm so bummed because I love veggie juices and I like some fruit too. What do you think? I kind of believe it though. After all, how do we know this food is good for me and the other is not? How do we really know what's going on the inside? I think mineral balancing is a great way to check out what's going on in our bodies though. So she says, I wonder if you can get someone on to talk about this. And we've already invited Dr. Wilson to be on the show.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Nice. What'd he say?
I have to go back and look. We're kind of going back and forth as to, timing of things and stuff. But it looks like he's going to be on. And his website is drlwilson.com.
Awesome.
Doctor, he must have a middle name that starts with an L, but drlwilson.com. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Gosh, yeah, I think a lot of people are having these issues.
Yeah.
I mean, you have these issues, right? With what?
I know. What the heck?
One day someone says fruit's good. Another day someone says it's no good. Yeah.
And I could eat fruit for like 3 months and feel amazing for breakfast and then have it and start feeling horrible. It's the most frustrating thing sometimes.
Yeah. And, I think that because of the damage we've done to our bodies. I think we need to take sort of radical approaches as to cleansing and all that kind of stuff. And so, fruit and vegetables and green juices and stuff may be healthy in the long term once you rebuild and reheal your gut.
Right.
But maybe it'll take, a few years of rebuilding your gut with those kinds of foods he talks about, good vegetables, good meats and butter and stuff.
Right. And man, it sure is finding your own journey because, I just did that week-long juice fast a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I read a book, what is her name? Dr. Cabot, maybe?
Oh, Sandra Cabot.
Sandra Cabot, the juice cleansing Bible or
and she's like the liver expert.
Right. And she talks about doing... Okay.
We're working on her coming on the show.
She'd be great.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because in her book, she talks about how basically one of the huge parts of the cleanse is to also do the coffee enemas while doing the fast.
Oh, yeah.
And it's interesting because like Gashia even sent me an email today saying, hey, check out this article. She responded to one of my, probably talking about one of the shows about how my experience with the enema was really crampy afterward.
Oh, yeah.
And she sent me some information I haven't checked out yet, though. That's fascinating about how you're not supposed to do, in this person's opinion, coffee enemas on a juice fast at all. It can complicate. So I'm like, what the heck do you do? It's like, it's all finding such a personal plan. It's like we're all such a intricate blueprint, and we're all different.
The interesting thing too is that let's say the ideal diet for you is fruit, mm-hmm. but let's say you've damaged yourself so much for the first 30 years of your life or 40 years of your life that you really need to rebuild. So maybe you can eat fruit, but just not right now.
Yeah,
it's kind of
exactly.
It's all about timing too. So certain foods could be good for certain people, but maybe only for certain times as well. I mean, it's just crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah, trying to find out what the heck you're supposed to eat. And
then reading all these, amazing people that are all super educated and they all have something different to say. And you're like, well, I don't even know where to go with that. But,
yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, we're along for the journey, Gashia, for sure.
Yeah, we are with you, and let us know if we can help.
Yes.
Crazy. So Russell writes in, he says, hi Justin, just discovered your radio show and really enjoyed. I'm just returning an email back to you, answering a question that you put forward. What was my biggest health problem? I don't have a real health problem. I just wanted to comment on the idea about the process you go through when you get into a raw food lifestyle. I agree totally that it opens up new energy, not just a body health awareness, to be able to cope with more things and to see the world in a different way. I work with healing modality MICBT mindfulness. Have you ever heard of that?
No. How do you say that again?
It's capital M, mm-hmm. lowercase I, mm-hmm. CBT. Not sure what that is. Mindfulness. I look forward to listening in on some of your radio show episodes. Thanks, Russell.
Thank you.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I don't have. I totally agree. Just wanted to comment on the idea about the process you go through starting a raw food lifestyle.
Yeah, it's true though.
I would say starting a raw food lifestyle, if you want to go, depending on how you want to go, if you want to do 80% or 60 or 50%, but I would just focus on adding foods in,
right?
Lowering sugars, and just do it gradually and progressively, and don't try to do it overnight, because you have a ecology in your gut that can be really disrupted it's like, taking someone off the street and giving them 16 ounces of green juice.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to be...
Don't know, their body won't know what to do with it.
Throwing up and diarrhea.
Well, that's what happened with Maggie when we got her. She was only 5 months old, but they've been feeding her a typical dog diet of kibble and dried food.
Oh, right.
And we were like, we didn't know that we had to kind of ease her into that. So we started her straight off on the raw food, and she was pretty jacked up for a few days.
I don't remember that, really.
Oh, I had to take, yeah. It was bad. She had to go get an IV of liquid because she was having such big problems.
What?
Yeah, water.
How come I don't remember that?
I don't know, but it was sad. But they told us that when
she
you
had to
have
go get a little doggy IV?
She did. And those doggy IVs are funny. They just stick a little needle under the skin, and they just fill it with a big pouch of water, and it's all weird, and then it dissipates. Yeah. It just goes into hydrates them into their system.
It's like a little camel, huh?
Yeah, it's so cute. She had a little camel hump. But it just shows. I mean, imagine when you take anybody or any animal or anything and completely just throw them, which wasn't nice of us, but we didn't know, overnight into a new diet, you're going to have some issues.
Yeah, because there's a body ecology and a bacteria issue with people, and so going to such a cleansing diet overnight, I think would radically upset people's. But
like he's saying in that interview, it's true. I mean, in that email, it is so interesting how it just becomes a whole overall clarity, and stuff starts changing, and
oh my gosh,
it changes more than just your diet and your health. I mean, it's pretty trippy.
Yeah, I'd have to say the raw food diet is really amazing for having a clean diet and
clear mind,
the minerals that you get, and a clear mind. And if you start learning and studying about it, and it just takes you into so many different areas of life,
yeah,
it's really an amazing journey. So
I know, who knew it starts out with food and it ends up with your colon health.
So Russell, I would just focus on adding food in and not necessarily focusing on any bad food that you're eating or anything like that. Just focus on having like a green smoothie a day, a green juice a day or something, and being comfortable with that, and then adding something else in each day after, maybe 3 weeks or so, and then keep building your practices and things.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Anna writes in, "Hi Justin, my biggest health struggle involves fibroids that were large enough for my OBGYN to recommend a hysterectomy or wait until menopause for the fibroids to shrink. I prefer no surgery, but at age 49, I still feel the fibroids are quite large around my belly. My other health concerns are carpal tunnel and receding gums. I'm transitioning to a body ecology diet and daily affirmations to address these health issues and to age gracefully. Thank you, Anna."
That's all really good stuff.
Yeah.
The affirmations and all those things.
Body ecology diet?
Right away when I think of the body ecology, yeah, for sure. When I think of the fibroids, why am I blanking on his name? We just talked about him, Dr. Wong.
Oh, yeah. Dr. William Wong and his enzymes.
The zymescence
enzymes, yeah.
He created this enzyme that is just amazing, where I'm not sure, it kind of eats and chips away at fibrosis in the body and things like that. I took this for a couple of years, and along with, I really think it helps to read the books that these people put out, and or see a practitioner and really work with them with these enzymes to find out your hormone balance, to shrink these things and get them away. I mean, because with my fibroid they totally recommended taking it out in surgery, but I just wasn't wanting to go there. I feel like it can go away. If it can go back the same way.
Yeah, and I think the fibroids have a lot to do with hormone imbalances.
Too much estrogen. So you want to look at things like plastics and any kind of chemical turns into a phytoestrogen. A xenoestrogen. And then there's estrogens in foods like soy and flax oils and things. Right.
So you want to avoid those kinds of foods. Beer, lots of estrogen. I see people walking around with beer. I just think like tumors, estrogen,
bunch of tumors with legs walking around.
Yeah.
But also the balance of the progesterone. I started taking a wild progesterone cream. There's one by, it's on Dr. Wong's website.
Oh yeah.
It's the only pure form of estrogen to rub in like as a topical
That's right.
lotion.
That's right.
And so if you can find your balance of that and start chipping these things away, they can definitely go away. I've heard nothing but success with a lot of people.
And another thing to think about is a couple of the products that we promote through Surthrival, Daniel Vitalis, the pine pollen.
Oh, right.
That is a very interesting product because as far as I know, it's the only food that actually contains the physical component of testosterone in it. A lot of foods will promote the production of testosterone, but there's no food that actually contains the physical form of testosterone in it itself. And pine pollen.
And that's the pine pollen?
Yeah, that's the only food, as far as I know, that has that, and they sell that in tinctures and things, and that helps regulate hormones, as well as the deer antler that they sell would be very, very beneficial for regulating your hormonal levels. So those are a couple of things to think about.
And let me just say, it is expensive, but it's worth it, because you and I went around town trying to find pine trees a couple of years ago and tried to harvest our own pine pollen.
Not easy.
Not an easy task.
No, not
easy. It is messy, it is time consuming, and it is very hard to get pine pollen out of those little pine
It took me
pods.
forever to get those
With
things.
a sifter or whatever. We had a sieve or whatever.
And then all that work, and it only produced like
a tablespoon.
Yeah, a tablespoon.
So I highly recommend buying it.
Yeah, and Daniel, he's been on our show a few times, and he's a great guy. And it's expensive, but he's got the tincture form, which is even more powerful. So if you're able to afford it, I mean, his products at Surf Thrival are just
top notch.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting like he's on his mushrooms, like his shaga and stuff. He's doing a dual extraction. So what he'll do is he'll boil the mushrooms, and then he'll boil it down all the way down to extract the water soluble nutrients from the mushroom, and then he'll also make a tincture of the same mushroom, because that pulls different components off of the mushrooms. And then what he does is he takes those two liquids and combines them together, and he soaks or he boils the mushrooms in spring water that he harvested himself. You know what I mean? And then he takes those two components and puts them together in a tincture. And so it's a dual extraction. You're getting both sides of the mushroom. And then he takes that and puts that into like Myron glass, which is like this black looking glass, so that no light
blocks out the sun.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
Why am I not? My stars, like what? That guy, what does he not do?
Yeah, I mean, sure, it costs $8,000 for a 1 ounce tincture, but no, it doesn't cost that much. But
it's made from slugs from Antarctica that are only harvested.
He actually goes to Mars.
Yeah.
And harvests. No, but he. It's just amazing what he does, and
that guy's work is phenomenal. His products are. We back him.
Yeah, he's just great, and we've used all of his products, and
we're having him on again, right? With his third or second.
Yeah, his third installment.
Installment.
Or his third.
I don't even know what you call that.
His third episode or third part series.
There you go.
There it is. It's been a long day. Mm-hmm. And let's see. We've got another email. Let's do another email, and then we'll do some fun facts with Kate.
Let's do it. I'm feeling fun. Oh.
Let's do fun facts with Kate now.
Okay.
Then we'll do another email, and then we'll do the quote to end the show.
Okay.
And now join us for Fun Facts with Kate.
Oh, man.
Where you never know what the heck is on her mind or gonna come out of her mouth.
The beginning of your laugh is so funny. I love it.
I can't handle I don't even like it. That's just weird.
That's funny.
I hope people don't think I really laugh like that. That was just funny. You know why we got that laugh, by the way?
Because I was tickling you?
Yes.
That's right.
And it was like one of those forced, explosive laughs. And I can't believe they used that one.
That's so good.
Okay. Fun facts these are foods rich in magnesium.
Okay.
Can you guess any? I'll tell you if it's on the list.
No, I'm going to go with magnesium, or chocolate. That's not on the list?
Not on the list.
What?
I'm sure it is, but this is...
According to Mr. David Wolf,
it might be the highest.
Raw cacao is contains the most magnesium of any food on the...
Well, my source does not have it on the chart.
Okay, what do you got?
We got halibut.
Okay.
Soybeans. But
I don't want to do soybeans.
I know, I would stay away from those.
Unless they're fermented, I think.
Sure. But be careful. Swiss chard.
Okay.
Sesame seeds.
Sesame seeds.
Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds.
Sunflower seeds.
Okay.
Almonds.
Almonds.
But watch the phytic acid if you have a problem like we do.
That's right.
Spinach, cashews, and black beans.
Spinach, cashews. I love cashews.
I was going to say I did, but I'd be lying because I haven't had one since I was like 5.
That's right. And black beans. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Cool, huh?
Yeah, beans would be another thing you want to be, I guess, cautious about in terms of the estrogen
in them.
The estrogens, yeah.
Right.
Beans and seeds.
I agree, because
Yeah.
they're life-giving, and the more life-giving a thing is, the more womanly it is, the more estrogen it is.
Yeah, the more it's like a little embryo, I think.
Right. Isn't that funny when you start thinking about it like that?
Strange, huh?
But I agree with you, David Wolf, and the chocolate thing too. Would you also like to know some uses of chia seeds?
I love chia seeds.
Did you know that they contain 5 times more calcium than milk?
5 times more calcium than milk. Wow, I didn't know that.
So when parents are always like, drink your milk, they should be saying, eat your chia seeds.
Drink your chia seeds.
7 times more vitamin C than oranges.
7 times?
7 times.
Everyone
I
says...
don't know how many oranges they're talking about, but...
Yeah.
3 times more iron than spinach.
Wow.
And twice the potassium content of a banana.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Really?
And
how come no one says, for potassium, everyone says bananas?
I don't think they know about chia seeds.
Shh.
And keep it under wraps. And 8 times more omega-3 than salmon.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, unreal.
Wow.
This is how you can use it, in case people are wondering.
I put a little bit in my smoothies every day.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding. It says that. My source says that's correct. And
Alex Trebek.
I will take chia seeds for 500, Alex.
Oh, man.
You can add it into your smoothies, which you do, and I've done for sure.
Okay.
You can sprinkle it into any food, really. And yeah, it definitely helps to thicken the smoothies. Have you noticed that?
I have.
It's gelatinous, and it kind of creates that sort of yummy
kind
texture.
Of gel. Yeah, that thick gel.
And this is what it's good for. It gives you energy and stamina. It strengthens your immune system, which I think most people know about chia seeds.
Mm-hmm.
It aids in weight loss, which I didn't know. It helps to normalize your blood sugar levels. It helps with arthritis.
Wow.
Probably the gelatinous qualities in that. I believe that would be good for joints and things like that.
Yeah.
It helps to cleanse the colon. It helps get rid of toxins and reduces inflammation. It promotes sound sleep.
Wow.
It prevents cancer.
Okay.
It aids in digestion. It helps with knee pain. It helps with hyperactivity disorder. Again, joint pain. You can use it for horse feed and pet food.
Oh, really? We
You
should
can
get
put it
some
in
to
there.
Maggie.
Sprinkle it in Maggie's little dish.
Yeah.
And it helps promote healthy skin, hair, and nails.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Wasn't chia seed, am I mixing that up with maca? Wasn't chia seed with the, like something the Aztecs used to use when they'd go out either to war or they'd go out on these long expeditions and they'd take chia with them and that would be kind of what they lived on for a few days at a time?
I don't know. I want to say maca sounds familiar for that too.
Wow. Yeah, chia seed. That's awesome.
Pretty cool, eh?
Gosh, I eat it every day and...
Well, now you know why you're eating it.
It's good to know why you do the things that you do, kind of.
So that's why you're sleeping soundly. Now you know.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Pretty cool, huh?
Chia seeds, yeah. So
Yep.
I'm going to start adding more into my smoothies. I love it.
Do it.
So I had a couple of phone calls that I had with recently from some people that listened to the show and they left messages. It was so cool to talk with some people. And let's see, who was the first one? Let's see here. So we had a call from, I think her name is Marahada, and it was just so cool. I spoke with her on the phone, and she had emailed in because she couldn't get access to the Lessons from the Miracle Doctors ebook that we give out. And that was that ebook. If you guys have not checked that out yet, it's just awesome. It's just a really great crash course on natural healing with tons of protocols on how to heal specific diseases. It's just a great course or a great book, and is written by John Barron. And for some reason, she couldn't get access to it when she signed up, and so I'd sent her a copy, and she left a voicemail. And I think you heard it too, right, Kate?
I did hear it, yes.
And she sounded what, maybe 45?
Maybe 45, yeah.
And she was 75 years old.
Unreal.
And she's been doing juicing and cleansing and lives this great lifestyle. And she's starting a business now where she's opening up, I think, a senior center, but it's going to be based on, it's going to teach, it's going to have, structured water there. They're going to teach juicing and cleansing and all this stuff to seniors.
Thank God for people like her.
Isn't that cool? Because you see all the other senior centers around and they're just feeding them
fudge and jello and slop.
Just slop.
I know because I used to gutter slop.
Gutter slop. Yeah.
I used to take the kids at church to go serve in the assisted living next door to the church.
Oh, wow.
And we would do an hour of serving dinner. And man, I could not believe, even then, before I was even turned on to Real Health, I couldn't believe what they were feeding people. It's like they're treating these people like they're done.
Yeah.
They're throwaways. We might as well just feed them crap. And that made me so sad. I mean, who wants to sit there with like fake Jello? It wasn't even real Jello. It was like, what are they giving these people? It made me sad.
It's the same thing they feed people in hospitals. And things.
Mm-hmm.
But she's trying to revolutionize that whole thing. And at 75 years old, she's starting a business, building. I don't know what she's going to be doing, but it's just incredible.
She is my hero. That's an amazing story.
It was so great to talk with her on the phone.
I love that. That's so encouraging. And it shows you, just reminds you at any age, it's never too late to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like the Juice Man, he's in his early 90s now, and he just started a couple businesses last year. He's just doing so great.
These people are my heroes.
And then we had an MD, Dr. David Fosco, call from Arkansas.
Nice.
And he spoke with me at length about our show, and he's going to try to get other MDs to listen to our show, and lots of great stuff going on with him, and just amazing. And he talked to us about, he told me, it was so interesting because I told you, when we were talking with him, or I was talking with him, Maggie barked in the background, and he goes, remember, he said, "Oh, that must be Maggie in the background, huh?" And it was just so weird to hear someone like that and
like know our life and care about us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's to be expected because we're doing what we're doing. But it was just so crazy. And then towards the end of the conversation, he was saying, "So you and Kate are looking to get pregnant, right?" And I said, "Yeah, And it's just, I'm speaking with a complete stranger.
Yeah.
But because he listened to our show, he said, "Oh, I listen to you guys every day," and this kind of thing. And so he gave me some tips on pregnancy, and he said that, what were they? The first day of your cycle is day number 1. Mm-hmm. Then you count 15 days from there, and that's the day that you want the little swimmers to hit the egg, right?
Right.
So he says, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, right. What you told me is, he said if it takes 2 days for them to swim to reach the egg, you have to back up by 2 days. So
that's day 13.
Right.
And then he says for a minimum of 3 days, you don't want to have sex before that, because because the tails of the sperm need to be long enough so they're strong enough to reach the egg. And he says that with this particular thing, he's been working with people and
fertility and things.
Yeah, fertility, and people have no problem getting pregnant when they follow exactly that.
That's awesome. I know that is different than what I've read in books and things. The traditional, like, hey, when you're ovulating, it's day 14. I think that's a little different for a lot of people, and they don't like take into consideration. Like he's talked about the tails, the whip of the tail, getting a stronger swimmer.
Oh, right.
Depending on, that makes sense that you back up a couple days so that by the time it reaches it, it's the exact time versus trying to maybe a weaker sperm,
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of cool. I'm so thankful for him. Like that's such great information for anybody.
Yeah, it was so cool. And he was, and then Adam Bergstrom talks about wearing green and doing green for color therapy and things. Just really cool.
It's really cool.
Thank you, David. That was Dr. Fosco. I think you say Fosco is how you say your name. And that was such a great time talking with you on the phone. Spoke with him for about a good hour there.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
That man, I heard his voice a little bit from a distance too. And I think I told you, I go, that is the kindest sounding man I've ever heard. Like his voice is so soothing, such a gentle man spirit. It's just, you can see his heart, and I praise him for what he's doing. I think he's helping a lot of people, and I love hearing these MDs that are kind of switched on to the health world. So.
Yeah, because he was wanting to know about a way to work with other MDs, because he was saying he's having so many issues with insurance companies and all these regulatory guidelines that they have to follow, and they have to see 60, 80 patients a day just to pay their bills. And And it's getting really tough for medical doctors. So a lot of them are starting to look elsewhere. And he says a lot of them are starting to see the light. So,
that's encouraging, actually.
Yeah. So he says there's a lot of MDs that are kind of waking up these days. And
people are getting kind of fed up.
He was saying, hey, we're not all bad. We're not all bad. Don't. No, that was really cool.
That's awesome.
So let's see. What else we got going on? We should probably do some more emails on the next show. We'll tackle some of these emails. I think we have a quote, don't we?
I have an inspirational quote.
Inspirational quote, okay.
I'm not going to sing it to you, though. The sweaty beast.
Before we will say goodbye, let's leave you with something to ponder throughout your day. Here's inspirational quotes for this episode.
I think she cut you off. You were in the middle of saying sweaty beast. Woolly mammoth coming out of the sauna.
I was going to say, the sweaty beast has an inspirational quote. Oh, wow. All right. This is from our buddy Don Miguel Ruiz.
Ooh, yes.
I love his book, The Four Agreements.
Yeah, The Four Agreements.
Most people could agree on that. Agree on The Four Agreements.
Yeah, that book is really good.
Gosh, if you haven't read it, I recommend it to everyone. It's just well done.
Yeah, it's
Don
really
Miguel.
like, you read it and you just feel like it's really freeing, and like
it is.
You feel like things make more sense, and how you deal with other people, and how people interact with you, and it's really great.
The whole book is like this quote. Like this quote that I'm going to read is just it just encapsulates what he's about, and I really feel like it's fitting for today, just because of what I spoke at the beginning of the show about how hard that is. Sometimes when like the situation with my client where she didn't see where I was coming from, and I was just trying to help. And I took it. I started to take it personally, and then I had to realize, But his quote is, "There is a huge amount of freedom that comes to you when you take nothing personally."
It's a huge amount of freedom that comes to you when you take.
Very simple truth, but very hard to digest that and apply it. And I feel like that book, The Four Agreements, just takes that to the nth degree.
Wow.
Or the millionth degree, however you want to say that. But yeah, I mean, there is a huge amount of freedom that comes to you when you take nothing personally.
Yeah, golly, how hard is that? That's
so hard.
To not take things personally.
I mean, if anyone has ever succeeded in doing that fully, I would love to know how. But man, it is a daily practice of learning the yin and yang, how to balance that.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's just being human. It's hard.
If you want to learn more about how to do that and all that, I would recommend getting that book, The Four Agreements.
Amazing.
Good stuff. And if you're listening to this in the car, driving along, or you're doing a workout, whatever you're doing, we'll put all the links to everything that we talked about during this show. We'll put them on extremehealthradio.com/129, I believe, is it?
129, we are.
Is that right? Okay. 129. So we'll put all the links on there. And don't forget to sign up to our email list, too, to get that book, Lessons from the Miracle Doctors. You could do that if you go to extremehealthradio.com/subscribe. We'll put a link to that, too. You just put your name and email address, and you'll get that. I'll send that right immediately to you right away. It's good. It's a really, really good book. Really good book. And that way you can stay up to date with everything we're doing. And I think that's about it.
We're a lot of fun over here.
What's that?
We're a lot of fun over here at Extreme Health Radio.
Trying to figure out what the heck to eat.
I know.
How to live.
How our colons work.
All that good stuff.
I did laugh. Did I, this is random, but when we were figuring out the coffee enemas, did I say on the other show our funny experience at Trader Joe's? That was funny.
No.
So we go into Trader Joe's with our coffee enemas in mind.
That's right.
And we don't know anything about coffee because we don't drink coffee. And so all we knew is we wanted to get some organic coffee.
Just organic coffee,
and so we looked bewildered, and the woman goes, "Can I help you with anything?" And we said, "Oh, we just need some organic coffee." And she was like, "Well, what flavor are you guys like? Do you like a dark, medium, light roast, a little French roast?" And we're like,
French vanilla. Do you guys like French vanilla?
We're sure. And we're thinking,
our lower colon loves French vanilla. Just loves it.
I wish we would have answered her like that. She would have been like, "What in the heck are you guys talking about?"
What are you guys talking about?
I remember then she's like, we're like, "We don't really care." She's like, "You don't care?" We're like, "We don't know. We don't care, just as long as it's organic." And then we're like, "Do we tell her? Do we not?" So we just kind of like laughed. And remember then she's like, "What kind of coffee maker do you have?" And we're like, You press it and it brews. I don't know. And she goes, what kind of grind do you want it to put it through? And we're like,
You want a coarse or fine?
Sure. What do you recommend? She's like, I'd go with an espresso grind. We're like, sounds good to us.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
But you can't tell these people, can you?
No, she would have been like, you're doing what with the coffee?
We're going to put that up our butt. That's what we're going to do. So
we're doing that. It doesn't matter what it tastes like.
yeah.
We don't care how it was roasted. That was awesome. Anyway,
was funny.
I got a kick out of it and I just thought of it. So anyway, thank you, everybody.
You can't tell, what we're doing. No. So we're going to go make a green juice right now, though, right?
Heck yes.
Okay, that's going to be, I guess that's going to be our dinner.
Our breakfast.
Our breakfast, that's right, our breakfast.
Have you not slept?
I have no idea.
You're all turned around.
I'm in La La Land here. All right, guys, so thank you so much for being on this episode. And if there's ever anything we could do for you, just let us know. And if you could do us a favor and share our shows with your friends, either share our Facebook page with your Facebook friends or share our show with your friends, as much as you can do that. Click the like button, and if you have anyone who you think would enjoy our shows, please send them to our website, because that's we're really relying on people like you guys, your listeners, to grow and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of we don't have any huge marketing budget or anything. We're just kind of relying on you guys, to share our stuff, and it really does mean a lot. So if you're, like I said, out driving or you're on a run right now, if you can remember when you go back to your computer to go to our website and either share it on your Facebook site or share, send our link to your friend. If you can just remember to do that, it really does make a lot, it really makes a big difference. So, I know, a lot of people might not think it makes a big difference, but it really does. So
it's huge.
Yeah. So really be appreciative. I think that's it as far as everything we got going on, right?
A pen just exploded all over my hands.
Uh-oh.
That's what I got going on.
We gotta
get that ink off my skin.
Gotta get that ink off your skin.
Other than that, yeah, that's it.
All right, let's go make a green juice.
Let's do it.
Okay, thanks so much, guys, and we will catch you on the next episode.
Maggie says, time to go.
Thank you for listening to this episode.
Maggie says it's time to go for now, but our mission does not end with this show.
Justin and Kate will be back with another interview packed full of ideas, discoveries, and unique ways to regain your health.
Head on over to extremehealthradio.com/subscribe and instantly download our free gift too that contains cutting-edge strategies to start making healthy lifestyle changes today.
No material on this blog is intended to suggest that you should not seek professional medical care. Always work with qualified medical professionals, even as you educate yourself in the field of live food nutrition and alternative medicine. I'm not a doctor, nor am I offering readers or listeners medical advice of any kind. None of the information offered here should be interpreted as a diagnosis of any disease, nor an attempt to treat or prevent any disease or condition. While information in this blog and during this podcast is discussed in the context of numerous conditions, it can be dangerous to take action based on any of the information on this podcast or in this blog, or to start any health program without first consulting a health professional. The content found here is for informational purposes only and is in no way intended as medical advice, as a substitute for medical counseling, or as a treatment or cure for any disease or health condition, and nor should it be construed as such.